Hey everybody, welcome back to another State of the Market 2021, ending the month of July. All right, so we got some things that are happening in the markets. We've got a few changes here and there that we want to bring you guys all up to date and current on. We've had some changes in days on market and active listings and the four quadrants that we normally cover, right? So median sales price, active listing, days on market, and closed units. And also we've been adding in as a bonus months of supply. Okay, so we're going to go over all that with you today. So let's get right down to it. First things first, we want to keep everybody in our thoughts and prayers for the Hurricane Henri and Ida. It was a crazy night last night here on the Cape. Woke up a couple of times with the wind and saw the news this morning with some pretty devastating stuff happening in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So we want to keep everybody in our thoughts and prayers on that, and hope everybody's gets back on their feet and things get back to normal here. We've had a crazy couple of months here with some weather. So let's get right down to it for State of the Market ending July 2021 for Cape Cod and Barnstable County. First quadrant that we're going to cover is median sales price. Okay, so the median sales price, I like to go back to 3 months, right, like we always do. So for ending July, the median sales price Barnstable County is $533,000. In June, it was $561, so it did drop some. And in May, it was $585. So $585 in May, $561 in June, and we're ending July with $553. Okay, this is the graph that I get all of our information from. You see right there, it says Cape Cod and Islands. So that's where we get all of our data from. So incidentally, a year ago, July of 2020, the median sales price is right there, $449,000. And today, that median sales price is just 12 months later is $553,000. When the beginning of this graph comes in is about January of 2020, and the median sales price of January 2020 was $419,000. You can see how it's climbed up over the last 18 months or so, and now we're at $553,000 for median sales price here for Barnstable County and Cape Cod. Okay. The next quadrant that we want to talk about is active listings. So this tells us as real estate agents how many homes are on the market for sale and how inventory is stacking up. So typically, on this chart here that I'm going to share with you, typically like last March of 2020, we had 1,995 homes. April was 1,985 homes. May was 1,978 homes. So that was just right around COVID. So right before COVID hit, we had plenty of inventory for everybody, right? Then COVID came along, and you can see the dramatic change. Houses came off the market by the minute, and inventory pretty much just plummeted. The last 3 months of active listings, because we like to go back 3 months, right, to show a little history. July, 722 units. June, 684 units. These are units that properties that are available to purchase. And then in May, 632 units. So 632 in May, 684 in June, and 722 in July. So you can see that we had quite a bit of inventory, then it plummeted, and we were down in the 500-600 range. And you can see this little blip right here on the graph, okay? That is an increase of inventory, and that is a good sign, okay? So that's telling us that things are freeing up some, and perhaps the lines aren't as long at open houses. Perhaps offers aren't coming in at as high. and not as strong. So there is a window of opportunity. If you've been on the sidelines for the last couple of months, or you've just decided to take a break, now might be a great time to jump back in. September, October, and November are great months to sell property here on the Cape. As you can see, so September, October, and November are excellent months to list your property. So if you feel that, you took a little bit of a break and you wanted to see how things were going to go, now might be a good time to jump in. If you have any questions, we're certainly here to help you guys make those right decisions. You can give us a call at 508-566-0051. Shoot me an email at sjzano@gmail.com. So we appreciate it so much with you guys all watching our videos. We do these every 2 weeks. Home ownership is the key to generational wealth, and our goal is to help all of you, whether you're sellers, buyers, sitting on the sidelines, or you own a piece of property, to make the right decisions, whether to buy or sell or hold. We want you to be the smartest people at the closing table, making those right decisions, okay? Let's talk about closed units. So these are units that actually closed and made it to the registry of deeds, okay, and got recorded. So you can see all my numbers here, and I'm going to kind of go through them with you, and I'm going to show you what's exactly happening on closed units, okay, one of the 4 quadrants. So in January of 2020, we had 345 closed units. So January typically, tends to be a slower month with the cold weather and whatnot. January, February, and March. So January, we had 345 units. March, we had 413 units. That's incidentally right when COVID kicked in at 413 units of 2020. And then it went down to 301 and it went to 329 in April. And then it went to 301 in May. So that's during COVID. Then when COVID actually hit and things got shut down, the closed units, we went to 702 units in July because everybody was out buying houses and sales were going through the roof. You can see from April to July, we doubled the amount of sales there. You can see that. September, incidentally, was the highest closed units the month of September 2020 with 717 units. Okay, that is an all-time high for the year of 2020, which was in September. So things started changing, okay? Inventory was getting depleted because nobody was putting their house on the market, okay? So you can see all this inventory. We went from 717 units as a high in September of 2020. And then in November, it dropped to 500. In January of 2021, went to 364. In March, it went to 390. In the last 3 months for May, June, and July, for closed inventory, closed sales, June was 442. May was 442, excuse me. June was 519. And July was 456. Again, the high was in September of 2020 with 717 units closed. So is that a good month for July? That's a fantastic month considering inventory is super, super low. And we still haven't caught up to that, right? So we're about 60% less inventory than what we normally carry. So last quadrant is Mr. Dom, days on market. So this is how quickly homes are going under contract, okay? So typically, just to give you a little history, January of 2020, we were in, say, a more of a normal market, 66 days, 68 days in March, 46 days in April. Okay, then, so this is right around when COVID hit. Okay, and then May was dropped down to 39 days. Inventory was being depleted. Houses weren't coming on the market. Buyers were buying everything up that they could in sight. And you can see these days on market just dropping. July of 2020, 47, September 32, and then November 22. And then we get into February 2021, 30 days, March 20 days, April 18 days. And so for the last 3 months running total, May of 21, 6 days, okay? 6 days on market. So if you're thinking about selling your house, I don't think you need to think much further than that. 6 days and your house should go under contract. Assuming that it's priced correctly, assuming that it's presented properly and looks and plays its part, and third, that it's promoted properly and exposed to the world. If you do that, your house should sell based on these numbers in 6 days was May, June was 6 days, and the end of July at 6 days. Okay? Absolutely incredible. Put your house on the market and have it sold in 6 days. One of the things that we've been talking about lately and that I've been adding in as a bonus is months of supply. So, Scott, what is months of supply, or they call it an absorption rate? So months of supply tells us how many months of supply that we would have and how long it would take for us to run out of inventory, assuming no other properties came on the market, right? Absorption rate. So let's take a look. In a normal market, like when we were back in, let's say, March of 2020, 4.6 months of supply. Okay? So incidentally, 6 months of supply is kind of a normal market with normal appreciation, 3-4% a year, right? Less than 6 months of supply, that's going to lean towards a buyer's market. And if you got less than 4 months of supply, then that's going to lean towards a seller's market. Well, for the last 3 months, July has been 1.4 months of supply. June was 1.3, and May was 1.1. So the months of supply is extraordinarily low. At only 1.1, 1.3, and 1.4. So you can see right here, May of 2020, when everybody was buying houses, you can see how quickly those numbers changed from over here to 4.6 months of supply all the way down to here to 1.4 months of supply. Basically, anything that was put on the market gets sold, and it gets sold fast. So your months of supply, if you notice that little beep right there, that little blip, so that's telling us that the months of supply is increasing a little bit. We're still way off on inventory, but it's a sign saying that things are slowing down just a smidgen because your months of supply have increased. Okay, when that month's supply gets to 4, 5, or 6 months, then we're going to be heading back more into a normal market. From what I can see, July at 1.4 months says that we're still in a seller's market. Okay. Today we want to just again talk about the interest rate. So if you're thinking about taking out a loan and you want to finance a piece of property, 30-year fixed rate. 2 weeks ago it was 3.27. Today it went up 1/10 of a point to 3.28. Not a huge addition to the interest rates. They're still super, super low. So take advantage of those rates. If you are looking for a loan, please let us know. We have top-notch professionals standing by that we can hook you up with and get you all pre-approved. These interest rates here, 3.27, they can be higher. They can be a little lower. This is the average. It depends on your credit score, the history of your paying, your ability to pay back, and your down payment. And then today I just wanted to talk about a jumbo loan. These rates will be a little less. And what is a jumbo loan? A jumbo loan is a loan amount in excess on the average of $548,000. So if you're going to finance $548,000 or more, there's a good chance that you could get a little bit lower rate and that you would be put into the jumbo category. So that's all that we have for today for State of the Market ending July of 2021. All our numbers are about a month behind, so we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks for August. I do see some things changing. If you are looking to list your property, September, October, November, excellent month. If you've been on the sidelines and you're thinking about jumping back in and you want to start looking at some properties, by all means, again, please give us a call. Reach out to us. Our door is always open and we're happy to help. Thank you so much for joining us again and walking with us for 10 or 15 minutes for the end of July 2021 State of the Market. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon.